The setup for today's experiment. Notice that on the right you have an empty cup labeled P, which would be for the products. And on the left you have a cup with 42 objects in it representing the reactants. It doesn't matter what objects you use, anything that you can find 42 of will do the job here. So every time this reaction happens, we're going to move a third of the objects from cup R into cup P, and a fourth of the objects in cup P into cup R. When in doubt, we will always round down. So we're starting with 42 objects in cup R, and we will have to move 1/3 of them, or 14, into cup P. So I'm going to count those out. So here are the 14 objects that I've taken out of cup R, and I put them into cup P. So that means that at the beginning of this transfer, we had 42 objects in cup R and 0 in cup P. During the transfer, I moved 1/3, or 14 objects, out of cup R into cup P. So now there are 28 objects left in cup R and 14 in cup P. And that is the end of the first transfer. Now we're going to do the second transfer. So this one's a little bit more tricky because we have objects in both cups. There are 28 in cup R, and I'm going to take 1/3 of them out. And that's going to be 9. Remember, when in doubt, we're always going to round down. So I'm going to take 9 of these out. So these are the ones from cup R that I'm going to move into cup P. And then in cup P we have 14, and I'm going to move 1/4 of those, or 3, out of cup P. So 3 objects are going to leave cup P and go into cup R. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And 9 objects are going to leave cup R and go into cup P. So in that transfer round, I had 28 objects in cup R, but I took out 9 and I added in 3, and so now I have 22. In cup P, I had 14. I moved 1/4 of them, or 3, out into cup R, but I added in 9 from cup R, and now I have a total of 20. Let's go on to one more transfer round. Now there are 22 objects in cup R and 20 objects in cup P. So we're going to move 1/3 out of R, and this time that would be 7. So I'm going to scoop those out. So here are the objects that we're moving out of cup R. And cup P has 20, and we take 1/4 out of there. So that would be 5. So here are the ones that we're taking out of cup P. So now I'm going to move the 5 from cup P, here they are, into cup R, and the 7 from cup R into cup P. So I had 22 objects in cup R at the beginning of this transfer round, but I moved 7 out and 5 in, so now I have 20. For cup P, I had 20 objects. I moved 7 in from cup R, but I moved 5 out to cup R, and so now I have 22. Hopefully you can take it from here. Good luck.